The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by J. Mullins Jewelry, a family-owned and operated business treating clients like family since 1938. Jewelry, design, repair, and a wide selection of great jewelry pieces. Online at jmullinsjewelry.com. I'm Danny Brewer. I'm really pleased this morning to be joined by Siegel Mastermind, Coach Renshaw. How are you this morning?
Mastermind, I don't know about that one, but Danny, I'm glad to be with you.
Well, I appreciate that, Coach. It's one of those things where I think that maybe you don't give yourself enough credit because you are doing a fantastic job over there at Siegel. I was at the game last night, Smyrna. I know it didn't turn out the way you folks wanted it to, but I want to touch on some of, especially one injured player, to let folks know what happened. There was one of your players. He was carted off the field. There was lots of concern in the stands from everyone. Can you tell us kind of how that boy is this morning?
Yeah, that player was Rocco Adrian. It was precautionary. He took a good shot during it was a kickoff, and he took a good shot. Not sure exactly, what he felt during what was going on there, but we got out there. He had feeling in his hands and legs. We felt like he was okay, but he definitely took a big time hit on the field, and so everything was precautionary. He was discharged from the hospital last night. Scary situation, but man, we're just glad he's okay.
Outstanding news, and I mean, realistically, in a situation like that, you always want to be safer rather than sorry.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Great kid. Great family, again, it's so tough as a parent to have to come, down on the field in a situation like that. We were trying to assure her that we were getting good signs and everything, trying to assure Mom, but still, that's a tough situation. And, we're just glad everything's okay. And, we definitely want to play better and win ball games, but the number one situation last night was Rocco's okay.
Absolutely right. And I think, growing kids is something that I know that you're doing there at Siegel, and that's one of the most important things, too. Now, you had a couple other players that got banged up. Give me a little bit of the injury report from last night.
Yeah, we're, it seems like two positions we're getting beat up at, and that's running back and outside linebacker, and a lot of those kids kind of play the same position. So, Braylon Albia, a kid that ran for 120 yards last week, he kind of nicked his ankle up there in the first half. And, Rocco was our starting outside linebacker last night. And so we're kind of scrambling there for a while, trying to get kids in the right spot. We'd already lost another running back last week and another outside linebacker the week before. And we lost an outside linebacker in the summer. And so, yeah, it's crazy how things kind of stack up in those positions. But, we got a little bit of planning to do this weekend, and hopefully we can reshuffle and get things set again.
No, quarterback, the quarterback had to come out a couple of different times because he took some punishment last night too, but you had the other kid come in. And so, got some kids experience. Maybe that's one of the bright sides of it, right?
Yeah, I thought, Tristan made some plays last night. I know he threw a few interceptions. I'd probably attribute that to me trying to push the ball down the field a little bit too much when our running backs were nicked up. And so, but I thought he grew up. He made some plays when he was being hit. He stood in the pocket. He scrambled a little bit, and so I thought Tristan did a good job. Grew up a lot last night.
I think that the passing game, there were opportunities there. Of course, he did throw. I think you had 4 picks. Is that right? Or was it 3 picks?
He had 2 picks, and the other quarterback, Justin, who came in, he had 1. But, again, he was forcing the ball on a long 3rd and forever kind of deal. So it was kind of like a punt. Turnovers were huge in the second half last night. But, again, we're trying to force things, I think, a little bit too much.
But you had opportunities. I felt like in the passing game, there were guys who were open, and they ran good routes. And I think that the play calling was really good at times. The execution maybe wasn't quite there.
Well, we ended up throwing the ball. I think I know Tristan threw the ball 36 times. And I don't know that that's the character of this football team.
Right.
I mean, I think we're kind of a run first, throw off that kind of football team. But we were in a situation last night where we were trying to come from behind there, and man, it's 23-13. We challenged our defense at halftime, and they came out in the second half and played great, made the adjustments we needed, and gave us a shot. And we're driving down the ball there at the beginning of the third quarter. We're throwing some screens, we're throwing the ball a little bit. We kind of got a rhythm, and then we turned the ball over, and that was kind of the story of our night.
Talk about the end of the first half. Smyrna had scored, but you guys got the ball and you drove down and you got to score right before halftime. Talk about that and how proud you are of your team, because there were times last night when Siegel could have folded their tent and said, you know what, we're not, but you never did. So you got to be proud of your kids for that, for the fight.
This group of kids, they're resilient, and they're going to fight for 4 quarters, and we don't expect anything less than that. Our seniors don't expect anything less than that. I feel like we got a lot of quality men in our program.
Let's talk about number 1 for just a minute. I don't know the kid's name; it escapes me at the moment. But big kid, he's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Matthew Rice. He's he plays our Y position, our tight end position, and he really made some good plays last night. He's a big kid, tall kid, and he's a good target in there for a quarterback. And so that Y position for us is kind of like the safety net kind of receiver for our quarterback, and so we were able to find him several times last night.
What class is he?
He's a senior.
He's a senior. Well, because there were some good things, because I kind of focused on him because he's a kid that will catch your eye, because, like I said, he is big.
Yeah.
And he runs good too. So
cool thing about him is he actually played left tackle for us last year, and so he can block. And so not only is he a target in the passing game, but he can block as well.
Yeah, because I saw him. He runs good routes, and like you said, he's not scared to stick his head in there, and he blocks well. And so he's the kind of kid that you want, because he's a playmaker.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought he kind of elevated his play last night, and it was big for us, especially on those drives, like right in there where you're talking about right before the half, where we're able to go down the field, get a field goal, give us a little momentum going in at halftime.
You had 2 field goals last night. I know you'd rather those been touchdowns, but still, the special teams. I was talking with Coach Walker in the last segment about this. Special teams sometimes can be underscored, the importance of it, but you got to feel good about your kicking game.
Oh, 100%. That's been a bright spot for us in all 3 ball games. I feel like, Coach Mallory, Rick Mallory, coaches our special teams, does a great job. But our kicker, A.B. Tavia, he 2 field goals last night. He's made several punts so far this season that were big. Harry Zolt, the guy that handles the kickoffs for us, he's done a great job putting the ball where it needs to be. So special teams has been huge for us, and hopefully we continue to grow in that area.
Well, Coach, let's focus a little bit on the defense, because you only gave up 1 score in the second half, and that was later in the fourth quarter. Yeah. But talk about some of the kids that you got on defense and the job they did last night.
Oh yeah, our leader on defense is our Sam Backer, Kobe Ward. He kind of makes a lot of calls, and he's the guy that's coming over the top doing things up front. And then, on the back end, we got 2 safeties that are really good football players, Kevin Inslee and Andrew Varner. I think Andrew Varner's, he's been playing back there so long for us. He kind of seems like our quarterback on defense. But both those kids played really good football, and it's tough. When you get down, we had a rough first half. We're trying to figure some things out up front, get the ball stopped. And, those kids elevating their play in the second half was big.
So, Coach, moving forward this week at Coffee County, is that right?
Yes, sir. First district game.
So talk a little bit about the road challenge and what that means, because Coffee County is not – Smyrna was a road game, but it's not like it's a big road game. Coffee County is a little bit different.
Yeah, well, our 2 road games have been just 15 or 30 minutes down the road right now. We're going to have to go to Coffee County, travel well. We've been there before. We know that, that going to, the big school in the county and playing there and where everybody in the small town comes out, that presents a challenge, and it's fun. And I know their coaching staff's going to have them ready. A really good coaching staff over there, and they're playing great right now. Got to watch a little film on them really good football team. So we got our work cut out for us.
Offensively speaking, obviously you said you want to be a run-first team. The offensive line, you got some size on the offensive line. What do you need to do better to be able to run the football against Coffee County?
Well, the biggest deal I think is just make the correct calls and handle it up front. I think it starts from the inside out, and so that center guard position, cutting down penetration, and then handle the edges with the tackles. We just got to go to work in practice and fix a few things right there.
Coach, do you like the toughness of this team?
Yeah, I do. We're physical. I think, we got to be more detail-oriented at times, but our kids run around and they're physical. They'll hit you. And so physicality is not an issue with this team. We just need to be in the right spot at the right time.
Coach, because that was one of the things that I liked about last night's game. It's like I'm an old-school football guy, and I thought it was a tough, good, hard-hitting game. Execution wasn't always good on either side, but there was a lot of effort, a lot of great effort.
Yeah, I thought their kids played really hard. Hats off to Smyrna. They've had a rough start to their season, even though they played really well at times, and their kids fought really hard last night. And so, wished we would have came out on top of that deal. But again, we're in that scheduling year, and so I think Siegel and Smyrna playing and making that a big deal every year is good for our communities.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's Adam Renshaw, head football coach at Siegel. Head to Coffee County. You can go watch those stars shine this coming Friday night. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Sir Pizza, whose 3 Murfreesboro locations offer a huge selection of mouth-watering pizzas, sandwiches, pastas, and wings. Order your favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com. Appreciate it, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Here's a question. What do you